Yeah, because I pressed it one more time. You want me to have it on? I'll have it on. No problem. You want some breeze also? Okay. No problem. Done. Please close the back door. ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् दयाकरं दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकम् प्रणमामि दयानन्दं मदाचार्यवरं परम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Yesterday we saw some important things. First of all, the difference. First of all, we saw what the Mahavakya is. What is a Mahavakya? A Mahavakya is that which establishes, reveals. What does it reveal? The oneness between who and who? Jiva, dead, faded Jiva, and the all-powerful, all-glorious Bhagavan, Ishvara. Jiveshvarayoho Aikyamatam Vakyam is Mahavakya. This is the definition of Mahavakya. That which reveals the oneness. So the Mahavakya may reveal the oneness, but I have to understand it. That's a different thing. Mahavakya does what it does, but I have to be able to understand it, and it is difficult. Why? Because it is like an equation. We saw that. This is just a revision from yesterday. Recap. And why is it difficult? Because the direct meaning of the words, even if I know Sanskrit, the direct meaning of the words do not make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's as good as saying that one elephant entered my ear. In fact, it is still there in my head. It did not even come out of the other ear. It's a perfectly formulated sentence, syntactically, grammatically, it is all there. It is there. Why? Because the subject, verb, object, everything agrees with one another. Gender, number, everything is fine. Yet there is no knowledge that is taking place. Why is there no knowledge that is taking place? Because there is incredulity, disbelief. The distance between Jiva and Ishvara is unfathomable distance. Distance in terms of those 6 Shadaishvarya we saw yesterday. The 6 virtues which Bhagavan has in full measure. In fact, that's why he, she is called Bhagavan. Why is she called Bhagavan? Bhagavati means the one who has 6 bhagas. Bhaga. Bhaga means, the word Bhaga means auspicious. So what makes Bhagavan auspicious? All knowledge, all power, all vairagya, all shri, all abundance, all yashas, all balam, everything. All this is the bhagas. And then what is jiva? Jiva bhaga, not bhaga. Bhaga means ran away. Seeing this list of bhagas, Jiva bhag gaya, ran away. So there's very slight difference between bhaga and bhaga. There's just a long that's all. Bhaga means run away. Why did the jiva run away? The jiva ran away seeing this grandeur and getting scared. When you see this kind of a grandeur in immeasurable parimana, and then one is naturally intimidated. So even coming to face to face fantasy, suddenly Bhagavan will appear in my room and say, how is the course going? Are people talking about me in classes? Even though it's a fantasy, coming face to face, God only knows what one will do. Will one run away? Will one have the power to just stay? This is what is very much in doubt. We don't know, because the jiva also has these bhagas, but in an inhibited measure. Inhibited measure, all incomplete measure, finite, filled with limitations of any which way you look at the person. The jiva is limited. Limited, education-wise, limited. Oh, but I have 3 PhDs. Yes, you don't have 50 PhDs, you have only 3. There's always be somebody with more accolades. I am rich, but not as rich as somebody else. Certainly not as rich as Kubera. Who is Kubera? Bhagavan of wealth. Yes. In fact, all your wealth is borrowed from Lakshmi and Kubera. And Lakshmi is very claustrophobic. You cannot put her in the bank. Yes. She hates to be stifled. You cannot say you're mine and hug her and keep her, because she's not yours. She happens to be belonging to Lord Vishnu. This is a fact we must respect. But people make this mistake of holding Lakshmi, and then she just wastes away. In fact, the more you give her away, the more you get her. You try it. Oh, but I don't have even 2 pennies to rub. Doesn't matter, don't rub. Give away 1 penny, the other one will come back. Will definitely come back. This is how Pujya Swamiji used to live. I was asked to help out with some projects for this All India movement of Seva when it first started, long ago. And then he would say, start one women's unit over there. Just like that. That was all it was given. No other instructions were given. And no use saying, show me the money. There was no money. Yeah, there was nothing. Start it. And I would say, by when, Swamiji? He would say, yeah, by 2 weeks. And I would say, okay, 2 weeks. Let us see what happens. Nothing happened. 1 week went by, 10 days went by, and then 14 days went by. At the end of 14 days, I just said, I don't know how to do this, Swami. He said, just wait, it will happen 2 weeks. Today, it's up tomorrow. So don't worry. That night, when everybody, the satsang had finished, everybody had gone to their rooms, suddenly one person comes running, out of breath. And he says, oh, is it too late to see Swamiji? And Swamiji is sitting there, no, I was waiting for you, come. And this project was costing 5 lakh. 5 lakhs is 500,000 rupees. In those days, it was worth much more than what it is now. He says, Swamiji, I'll have many things to talk about to you. We can talk tomorrow. But today, I just want to tell you that I'd like to donate 5 lakh rupees. He looks at me and gives a big smile. This is how it is. And we'll see the description of Jivan Mukta. This is a little appetizer of the description of a person of enlightenment, how she or he lives in the world. But now, in terms of the recap, suffice it to say that one is riddled with all kinds of limitations. And therefore one thinks one is in the ocean of samsara. These limitations make samsara. The limitations give rise to what we saw yesterday, Jiveshwarayoho Bheda Buddhihi. Bheda Buddhihi means what? Oneness, correct? No, opposite. Two-ness, three-ness, difference. A fissure between Jiva and Ishvara is called Bheda Buddhi, in my thinking. That is the definition of samsara we saw. That it's not the finitude that causes samsara, it's the notion. So the ocean of samsara is but a notion of samsara. That which makes the notion into an ocean is Bheda Buddhi. This also we saw. That is why one of the greatest saint poetess in India, she sings like this. Mori lagi lagan guru charanan ki. I'm attached to the feet of the teacher. Why? Jhoota maya sab sapanan ki. Everything else is just mithya. It's a product of mithya. Why should I be interested in anything else? These are the feet that are the raft on this, which take me outside the ocean of samsara. And then she says she went to the Guru for swimming lessons. How to best swim and stay afloat in the ocean of samsara, because otherwise in the ocean of samsara, what is happening? I'm going glub, 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 glub. Water sounds entering the lungs. Okay. I came up. Wonderful. Came up means what? Yeah, some good dasha started. That's what. Yeah. 2 years. Everything was okay. And then again, glub, 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 glub. And then this is how, that's why you say drowning in samsara. Drowned means it's over with, finished. Glub, glub, glub. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Here there is no Shanti. It's all permanent Ashanti. Glub, 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 come up for air. Glub, 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 come up for air. Repeatedly. So she thought, maybe the Guru will give me some swimming lessons. Should I do front stroke, back stroke, butterfly stroke? How to stay afloat in the ocean of samsara? The Guru surprised her. And what the Guru did? Bhavasagar sab sukh gaya. The Guru dried up the ocean of samsara, showed that there was no ocean, and all that there was just her erroneous notion. Fikar nahi mohe taranan ki. There is no need to now have swimming lessons. There is nothing to cross over. When the ocean goes, all the offsprings of the ocean, the spawns of the ocean in the form of biting things, what are they? Sharks, whales, big animals. And then what else is there in the ocean? Seaweed that just keeps binding, dysfunctional relationships in the form of seaweed. All kinds of things that are toxic. So the ocean upkeeps all of them. They are alive because there is ocean. When the ocean itself is falsified in the wake of this knowledge of oneness, what remains is but an ocean. So when the ocean is gone, everything that depends on the ocean is also gone. No more sharks. No more this seaweed of entanglement, wrong association, dysfunctional relationship. It is not there at all. Who are you? Sam. I'm Sam. My name is Sam. Yes. Plot Sam, Jet Sam. These are little pieces of driftwood, jivas in the form of driftwood floating in the ocean without any direction. But here, Guru, she says, opened my eyes to see that there was no ocean, nothing scary. मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर उलट भई मोरे नयनन की. A 360-degree change in the vision was accomplished. I did not see the world ever in the same manner again. Why? Because of Mahavakya. That's what the Guru does. Guru did not give pep talk. Guru did not do anything else. Guru just unfolded the Mahavakya. In the unfolding of the Mahavakya, the ocean receded, and along with the ocean, the mistaken notion that I am drowning in the ocean also receded. And therefore, this Mahavakya, it is incumbent upon us to understand. And when the direct meaning of the words do not work, what do we have to do? Look for Lakshyartha, indirect meaning. Indirect meaning, we say it's itself a very nice skill to arrive at the indirect meaning. And there is a lot of research and thought has gone into what is Lakshana. Lakshana means definition. A definition fits only one thing, whereas an adjective can fit many things. If I say big, so many things that are big. If I say beautiful, so many things that I consider beautiful. Fragrant, so many things that are fragrant. Blue, so many things that are blue. An adjective only serves to distinguish things from other things in its own class. Svajatiyebhyah vishayebhyah vyavartakam visheshanam. This is the lakshana of adjective. Lakshana of visheshana, the definition of adjective. Svajatiyebhyah vishayebhyah, out of the topics or things in its own class. Svajatiyebhyah vishayebhyah vyavartakam, that which distinguishes for the sake of doing any transaction is called visheshana, adjective. Svajatiyebhyah vishayebhyah vyavartakam visheshanam. And the Taittiriya Upanishad will go into great detail about this. What is this Visheshana and how Satchidananda are words that are not Visheshana. They are not Visheshana Shabdas. They are not words adjectival to Atma. This is very, very important to understand when understanding Mahavakya. They are not adjectival to Atma. So what is an adjective? An adjective is that which distinguishes things from other things in its own class. The Taittiriya will give this example. Bring me a lily. Oh, there are so many lilies. Utpalam anaya. Bring me so many lilies in this pond. Brihat utpalam anaya. Bring me the big lilies. Okay, there are many big lilies. Which one do you want? Brihat utpalam anaya. And then Neela utpalam anaya. Neelotpalam anaya. Mahadotpalam anaya. Bring me the big blue lily. Okay, there are many blue lilies and many of them are big also. Which one do you really want? Neela Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam Anaya. Bring me the big blue lily. The words big, blue, and fragrant are used to distinguish one lily from other lilies. Correct? That's why three words is used in the Bhashya. Adi Shankara uses three words. Why? The description of the Atma also has what? Hello. Show me one sign of life. Also has three words. Three words. Three words here, three words there. Only three words are there. Satchidananda, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. If Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam were like big, blue, and fragrant, we are in trouble. We are in great trouble. Why? That means out there are many, many, many Atmas. Bring me Sadatma. Sat Atma, bring me. There are many, many, many Sad Atmas. Bring me that which happens to be alive. Sad Atma, which is also Chit, bring me. Why? Because some Atmas are inert. They're all dead. Bring me the live one, sentient one. And then finally, what? Bring me a happy Atma. Don't get all the ones that are sitting and crying. Bring me the Satchid Ananda Atma. Not possible. Why? How many Atmas are there when we last checked? One non-dually, one that even cannot be cut up into pieces. And so we have to have what is called not a adjectives to this I, Atma, Ishvara, but we have to have a definition of this I. So Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam or Satchidananda become defining words. Defining words that only fit the Atma and nothing else. This is the word. This is the definition of the definition. What is a definition? A definition must be so precise that it only fits that which is worth defining, which is here for defining nothing else. It fits. Nothing else at all. It fits. So therefore, this discussion is important to have. This is important to know that there is only one thing the words Satyam Jnanam Anantam or Satchidatma or Satchidananda Atma reveals, and that is you. Nothing else fits this description. Adi Shankara will give in the Taittiriya Bhashya an example. Like space. How many spaces are there? Yeah, if you say two, the other one is in your head. Okay. Yeah. So only one space is there. And this one space alone is there. There are not many spaces. So you don't need adjectives to describe the space. You need a definition. Akasha. So if we say what is Akasha, Adi Shankara gives a beautiful definition. Avakasha Pradatra Akasha. That which accommodates is space. Such a lovely definition. And it only accommodates space. This definition, nothing else. That which accommodates is space. Nothing accommodates like space. You say this room, in India, we know this very well. You say this room is very crowded. No, 20 more people can sit, don't worry. And 20 more people will sit. No problem at all. And in Western countries, there are rules. If you rent one apartment, in every bedroom, there should be maximum 2 people. So if it's a 3-bedroom apartment, maximum 6 people, not more than that. In India, we will have 16 people. No problem. No problem. Why? Living room is there. Big living room. Come dining. 10 people can sleep right there. No problem at all. And in India, we know how, in places like India, Hong Kong, Taiwan, all these, like vertical places, we know how to use space. We don't spread out horizontally because there is no space to spread out horizontally. We know we can have one more skyscraper, we can have one more floor, and even though every flat is the size of a matchbox. See how many matches are there? Yes. So space is no match for us. We can accommodate everything. And this is not because of us and our ingenuity, but it is because of what? Because of the very nature of space. It accommodates. It accommodates. It accommodates. And this definition, just like it only fits space, the definition Satyam Jnanam Anantam Satchidananda only fits Brahman Atma. So therefore, this Satchidananda is what is derived when cognitively all the variable things are removed from this equation. You do the same thing to Tatpada and Tvam Pada, And you do the same thing on the Tattva side as well. And the definition in Sanskrit, definition of lakshana in lakshanam, which means definition in Sanskrit is sarvebhyah vishayebhyah vyavartakam lakshanam. That which distinguishes one thing from everything else, not just things in its own class, but from everything else ever. This is the definition of definition. And Satyam Jnanam Anantam fits the bill because there's nothing else that is Sat. Everything is everything is negatable. Only Sat, I am non-negatable. There is nothing else that is sentient. How can you say there is nothing else other than I that is sentient? Because the microphone doesn't talk back. It just amplifies the words. Otherwise, the microphone will have its own thoughts. It will say, what is this? I also have learnt Vedanta. Why should I only amplify your words? I have a few things to say. I would like to unfold Mahavakya tomorrow. You shut up. That's how we know it is not sentient. Oh, but it may be talking and you can't hear it. Doesn't matter. If you can't hear it, we say it is not talking. Okay? Yeah. Can't hear it, what can you do? If you can't hear it, you can't sense it in any other way, and it cannot in any other way advertise its presence. You can't hear it, it doesn't say anything. Okay, it may not say anything, but it doesn't tap me on the back and say, shut up either. So that means what? That means that it is very much what we call not having sukshma shariram. Thank God there are things like this. But then I alone has this ability. I alone is Satchidananda. And in fact, the mic and the table and the glasses and the pieces of paper which have Tattva Bodha printed on them, all of them are what? An extension of this I. First we say mithya, I sat to this mithya to differentiate. But don't ever forget mithya is satyam. And so satyam is not mithya. Mithya is indeed satyam. And so this is what we have to understand. This is what we have to see. This is what we have to do. And mithya is satyam. And so mithya is non-separate from satyam. So I am everything. This is called Sarvatma Bhava. This is one of the qualifications of Jivan Mukti. The one who has Jivan Mukti will have Sarvatma Bhava. What is Sarvatma Bhava? Sarvam Atma Eva Iti Bhavaha. That which is the understanding that everything is I alone. Nothing is different or separate from this I. Sarvatma Bhava. And so therefore, when the direct meaning of the words do not work, I go for the indirect meaning. And I can't go for the indirect meaning just based on some ideas in my head. No. The indirect meaning also has to be arrived at in keeping with some rules. And we saw that there are three kinds of indirect meanings. Lakshana. What are they? Jahat Lakshana. Jahat Lakshana means you give up something and then you get the meaning. Bring me some aqua. What is aqua? A transparent. Aqua really means a transparent looking alcoholic drink, which looks like water but is not water. So the aqua is dropped and then the transparent drink is put in its place. And so the word aqua is dropped. Jahat Lakshana. Ajahal Lakshana. Ajahat Lakshana means, what is that? What is the stock example for that? White runs. Yeah, don't bring in horse at first. Yeah, we have to keep the suspense. Yeah, white runs. Oh my God, how can white run? No, horse. Ajahat. You don't give up the word white. You supply the word horse. Ajahat Lakshana. Stock example. Jahal Lakshana. Something you take away, something you bring on. And what is the example for that? Tattvamasi. That's the only example of Jaha Jahal Lakshana. Jahat plus Ajahat Lakshana. And then, so here, this is what is said. Come back to the text now. And then here is what is said. Upadhi vinirmuktam samadhi dasha sampannam shuddha chaitanyam tvam padalakshyartha. Tvam padalakshyartha. What is the lakshyartha? The indirect meaning of the word tvam in the Mahavakya. Tat tvam asi. What is the indirect meaning? That which is free of upadhi. And then, how do I understand myself as free of upadhi? When I am in a state of happiness, what happens? Subject-object fusion takes place, or accidentally in meditation I go into samadhi. I can't plan to go into samadhi. I will not say, okay, at 9:02 a.m. I will be in samadhi. That which accidentally happens because it is the resolution. You can't say when the resolution will take place. And so that which I enjoy in states of meditation, the subject-object resolution, or when a desire is fulfilled, there is subject-object resolution, that oneness. That same thing when I have, even when the subject and object are separated from one another, that is what is Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Chaitanya is what obtains when all the vikalpas are negated. When the vikalpas resolve, what is there is Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Chaitanya is another way of saying Satchidanandam Brahma, Satchidananda Atma. Atma remains. What kind of an Atma? Nirupadhika Atma. An Atma without any quote-unquote conditioning agent. It is not Deha Avachinna Atma. It's not an Atma conditioned by the body. It's not the I that is as though conditioned by the body. It's not, Panchendriya Avachinna Atma. It is not an Atma that is as though conditioned by the senses, by the mind, by the body, etc. It is Niravachinna Atma. It is an Atma that is not conditioned by any other factor, and that is what is Satchidananda. How do I know it exists? Because we answer the question. What is the question? Are you here? Even though we answer it very late, not today, I'm very happy. Yeah, even though we answer it sometimes very late, it is undeniably I am here. I cannot deny my own existence no matter how hard I try. And the nature of this existence has been revealed as Satchidananda. So there is a seeing beyond the upadhi. Just like here, I transcend the upadhi of this table, the name and form called table. I transcend the upadhi when I say, touch wood, knock on wood. Knock on wood, they say. Touch wood, they say. Here, I'm transcending the upadhi called cloth, the polish on the table, the name and form, nama rupa of the table, word and meaning called table. Everything is crossed. I only see wood in this minute. Similarly, when the Mahavakya is unfolding, when the Tattvamasi directly, it makes no sense. I have to first do the equation on the Tvam side. We have seen this. We have seen how the body, the mind, the senses are accoutrements to the I. Mithya bhuta accoutrements. They are as though additions to the I. It's like adding 5 to infinity. Infinity plus 5. How much is that? Yes. So infinity plus 5 infinity. Atma plus 5 senses. Atma. It's a mithya plus. Atma plus 5 karmendriyas. Mithya. Only infinite Atma alone is. It's an as though addition. Atma plus 5 pranas. Atma plus 5, what else is 5? Prana, then karmendriyas are also 5. Atma plus karmendriyas. How many? 1 plus 5? 1. 1 plus 5, 1. This is Vedic mathematics. 1 plus 5 is 1. 1 plus 100 is 1. So all back to 1. So this way, if we say, how many parts? 2. How many clays? 1. In the same way, we have to arrive at Lakshana Vakya, Lakshanartha, Lakshyartha. Lakshya means that, Lakshyate anena iti Lakshana. Lakshyate, that which is indicated by something. So the word Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam are indicatory words to describe the Atma which is beyond definition. So right now, I will allow you to hold on to Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. But then when you start studying the Taittiriya Upanishad, even that has to be let go of, because I'll give you a hint why. Because these are indicatory words. What do you mean they're indicatory words? Indicatory words means you're very hungry, let us say, and you want to go to a restaurant. You look around, there's nothing inside, but there is a board with an arrow, and it says restaurant, and it points, arrow points. What do you have to do now? Eat the signboard because you're so hungry. No. What do you have to do? Go that way. That's what it is. You don't hug the signboard and do puja to the signboard and eat the signboard after chanting Brahmarpanam. No. You don't hold on to the signboard. The signboard is just showing the way. This way you go, then you will get the restaurant. Then your hunger will be satiated. Similarly, Satyam Jnanam Anantam is the signboard that is pointing to me. Do I need a pointer? No. Why? Because I am self-evident, non-negatable, self-evident I. So then what is this pointing? The pointing is to show the nature of this I as one with the cause of the universe. That's what these words are. The indicatory words, Lakshyartha, means they point. And since that to which it is pointed, that Lakshya to which these words are pointing happens to be the self-revealing I, it does not, its job is done. They just indicate. Indicate what? The nameless, formless, wordless I. Yattadadrekshamagrahyam avarnam gotram apanipadam. That which is not subject for sight, that which cannot see, that which does not have hands and legs, that which does not have a gotra, lineage, antecedents, no precedents, no precedents, no antecedents. Avarna, that it doesn't have any color. And then this is what is Vibhu. Vibhu means Vividham Bhavati, that which manifests as many, but is non-dually one, but happens to be I. So the words Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, or the synonyms Sat, Chit, Ananda just indicate the I that is self-evident. And what kind of an indication it is? It is to negate all the other notions I have about myself. I am Asat, I am Anananda. Even though I may not say I am Achit, thankfully, nobody says I'm dead, But still, everybody will say what? I am unhappy, I am not Ananda. Here the word Ananda removes the limitations of, in my understanding, connected to the word Sat and Chit also. Sat existence, or the existence I know, is time bound. The knowledge is also time bound. The knowledge is also finite. So the word Ananta removes the finitude and presents to me, by removing all these notions, points to me which is free of notions now. The notions that I am the body, I am the mind have dropped. In the wake of the knowledge I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Satchidananda. This is how the Lakshana Vakya functions. This is how the indicatory, that's why we say indicatory words, implied meaning. Why the direct meaning? You are Bhagavan doesn't work. If you are Bhagavan, why are you sitting in class? This is what we have to ask ourselves. If you are Bhagavan, why did you go for breakfast? Yeah. It would be like Lord Ganesha. Om Pranaya Swaha, Panaya Swaha. Aha, finished. I'm no longer hungry, you should say. So, you are Bhagavan directly doesn't work. It's an indirect statement. And that has to be understood as pointing to me. How is it pointing to me? It is revealing the truth of myself by removing the limitations I have mistakenly collected about the I. When the limitations are removed, what remains is Satchidanandam Brahma. At this point, it cannot even be called Satchidananda because it has no name, no form. The words Satchidananda have done their job, just like the word saying restaurant has done its job. Afterwards, you don't even see the sign, you don't need the sign. Here also, you don't need the words. The words have done the job. This is the answer to the oft asked question, how can finite words reveal the infinite? This is the answer. Because they are all finite. Everything is finite. The finite can reveal the infinite, the nature of the infinite, because the infinite happens to be you, happens to be self-revealing. The finite words do not objectify the I. They just define the I as free of body, mind, sense complex, free of any kind of finitude. That's how it reveals the nature of the I, and the I itself being self-revelatory. It doesn't need, the Shastra does not reveal the I. Shastra reveals the nature of the I as free of all kinds of limiting notions. Shastra removes the limitations. Because of ajnanam, these limitations are there, and the Shastra removes them. And since the I is self-shining, I do not any longer need these words. The words die away because they are vritti. Vritti means what? A mental formation, a thought. Oh, that is how it is communicated, yes. The words are communicated through thoughts. First, the teacher has a thought. What is that? Everything is Brahman. And this thought has a name. Akhandakara vritti. And through the words, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, the vritti of oneness called Akhandakara vritti is communicated to the student. And then everybody has, hopefully, an aha moment. Ah, I see it. Yes, you see it. And then what happens to the words? The words gone. The words are based on thought. Thought is kshanika. Kshanika vritti. Kshanika vritti just dies away. And it does not need to be alive, keeping on being alive. Why? Because it has done its job. It has communicated that you are not the body, mind, sense complex through the words of the Shastra handled by the teacher. The ignorance is defeated. No more ignorance. And in the wake of this knowledge, I am and I am whole. That is self-revealing. I no longer need the words. In fact, in the 10th chapter of the Panchadashi, towards the end, it says, please burn the books of Vedanta, burn the Upanishads, put the Prakarana Granthas in the moving bodies of water. page by page, and watch it go. Very nice verse. Meaning, it has done the job. I am that. Why do we study this? Not to become a grammar expert. Please attend all the grammar classes, okay? Don't say, don't say Swaminiji said this, therefore I'm not going. This is not for academia. This is not for an academic interest. This is so that I can have self-transformation, because without this self-transformation, this is useless. This will be just like any Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, any Bodha, any Upanishad will be catching dust in some library. This is meant to activate within me the ability to serve my purpose in this world by knowing this knowledge. The desire to be whole is what is fulfilled through this. So this is what is akhandakara vritti. And through this akhandakara vritti, the vritti, even though it is kshanika, I being satyam jnanam anantam, the vritti points to me and then dies away. Let the vritti die away. That's why the 10th chapter of the Panchadashi says, please burn up all the scriptures. A small footnote, I would like to say, we are not at that stage yet. Okay. So let me not catch you when I'm walking by the Ganga trying to put the books in the water. Okay, we haven't reached that stage yet. So this is how the Lakshana Vakya works. And here it says, when the Upadhi is cognitively detached, so to speak, it was never attached, but when I understand the Upadhi comes and goes, what doesn't come and go is myself. This is Lakshana Vakya operating in the heart. And then on the Tvam Pada side, on the Tvam Pada Lakshyartha, what is that? This is Shuddha Chaitanya alone remains. Because what have I removed cognitively? Body. Everything that comes and goes has been removed. What comes and goes? Body comes and goes. Yes? No? Yes. Yes. Bye-bye. Mind comes and goes. That everybody will agree. Yes. In fact, it doesn't come, it mostly goes. Okay? So bye-bye. Mind bye-bye, body bye-bye. Senses come and go. Yes? Bye-bye. Mind, body, senses, organs of action come and go. Yes? Bye-bye. And then what else? Yeah. Intellect, manaha, buddhi, ahankara, chittam, come and go. Yes, everything, bye-bye. What is left? Don't say nothing. The one who says nothing is left. That is something. That fellow must be something. The one who says nothing is left is the one that is being addressed. This is Nirupadikam Brahma. This is the removing of the upadhis. What is left is aham asmi. I am is left. How can you say I am? How can you say I exist? Because I know I exist. So Sat, I exist. Chit, I know I exist. And then what is Ananta? Ananda? I am here now. Now is Ananda. Now is Ananda. That's why if one starts to think of the past, is there Ananda? No. If one starts to think about the future, there is only worry, no Ananda. But right now, if I am, you say, okay, yes, everything is okay right now. Are you happy now? Yes. What about now? Yes. Now? Yes. And even somebody were to say, no, I'm not happy now, I will say, that was then. This is now. Now is never a time of unhappiness, because now happens to be time free. I happen to be time free. That which is time free is of the nature of happiness. No complaints. So what remains after the body, mind, sense complex? Remember the harvesting of the potatoes by the side of the road. You have to beat the potatoes gently so that non-potato goes. Let's say there are two bunches of potatoes. So one is Jiva's side here. We are giving the non-potato a beating so that all the clods of earth and then roots and then so many things just fall away. Revealing three potatoes. Satyam, Jnanam, Ananta, which is actually one. They say, oh, this is Mahavakya. Not yet. This is only one side of the operation of Mahavakya. We have to do the same thing on the other side. Then evam sarvagyatwadi vishishtah ishvarah tatpadavachyarthah. So when you take the literal meaning of the word Ishvara, what obtains is me going like this. That's what obtains. Meaning, oh, I'm sorry for whatever I did. In the Indian culture, you slap yourself lightly, meaning I'm sorry. It shouldn't hurt. It's not like, it's just a reminder. Be alert. Come on, don't do the same mistakes like this. And then you pull your ears a little bit. So, cross one leg over the other as in that eagle asana. And then you go like this. And then they found out it's very good for health. It does a lot of things apparently for health. We didn't know. It has many health benefits, but it is a form of prayashchitta. Why? When I think of Ishvara, first thing I think is all the wrong things I have done, not only in this life, but at least a few other lives. This is the literal meaning of the word Ishvara. But remember, Ishvara is also big potato. And so when I am harvesting big potato or small potato, no difference. It too has a lot of things that doesn't belong in the definition. So when I beat the big potato, all the non-potato comes out. What is the non-potato here? Upadhi. Upadhi means Jagat Karta, one Upadhi. Creator of the universe, oh, huge, Jagat Dharta, the sustainer of the universe, another Upadhi, Jagat Samharta, the one who resolves the universe unto herself, himself, third Upadhi, OMG, so big. And so little time we have. I don't know how we can even understand this Ishvara in one lifetime. We think. But then you take away these primary upadhis. Then you take away the 6 bhagas you take away. Because the 6 bhagas are also resting on what? Satchidananda. They are mithya bhuta bhagaha. Mithya means they are dependent on Sat. They are Sadashraya, Chidashraya, Anantashraya. They are all resting on Shuddha Chaitanyam. They are as though attributes resting on that which is free of all attributes, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, which is Shuddha Chaitanya without attributes. So here also all the attributes cognitively I remove. Because you can't go up to Ishvara and say, hand me your crown. I want to see if you are Satchidananda. That will not happen. So, cognitively, just like I did for this body, mind, sense complex, even though I have this body, I falsified this body by saying that which is variable does not belong in our understanding of the invariable. Lakshana. This is Lakshyartha, implied meaning. So the implied meaning is arrived at by giving up certain things. What are we giving up? Everything that is variable is given up on the Jiva side, on the Ishvara side also. Everything that is variable, given up. What remains? Satchidananda, Shuddha Chaitanya. Nirupadhikam Chaitanya. Chaitanyam means this consciousness, awareness, personified, alone remains. No name, no form, no qualities, no attributes. And so, Jivatvam is mithya. Jivaness, Jivahood is a mithya. Ishvaratvam is also mithya. You don't say Ishvara is mithya. Jiva is Ishvara, Jiva is not Mithya, Ishvara is not Mithya. They are the same consciousness, but the status of being Ishvara, the status of being Jiva are both Mithya because that status is dependent upon many variable attributes which are all Mithya, which come and go, and which as though are superimposed upon that Shuddha Chaitanya, free of all superimpositions. So this is what we get on Ishvara's side. Upadhi Shunyam Shuddha Chaitanyam Tat Padalakshyartha. So the Lakshyartha of Tvam and the Lakshyartha of Tat, after this operation is what? Shuddha Chaitanyam Satchidanandam. That's all. Then Evam Cha Jiveshwarayoho Chaitanya Rupena Abhede Badhaka Abhavaha. So, evam, in this manner, which manner, in whatever we have done in the last 3 days, in this manner, Jiveshwarayoho, from the standpoint of Shuddha Chaitanyam, Abhedaha. Where is the Bheda? Where is the difference? In the attributes. The attributes themselves are different, and the attributes themselves being finite, they are as though superimposed upon the infinite, just like the cloth is put on the crystal. Crystal is ever free of any colored cloth that you put on it. Similarly, the Shuddha Chaitanya is free of limiting attributes like Jiva's attributes. And the Shuddha Chaitanya is also free of limitless knowledge, limitless abundance, limitless jnanam. It's all free of everything. All that is there is itself, and that itself happens to be me. And the author in the Tattva Bodha says something very beautifully. Abadhakaha means this is non-negatable. How are you going to negate this? I am not Satchidananda. Can you say that with a straight face? Never. Never say that with a say. You can never say that with a straight face. In fact, it is the Ananda alone that keeps up the tears. It's the Satchidananda alone that is there. The tears are just like the mist on the mirror. It comes and goes. Feelings, mist on the mirror. Ragadvesha, little dirt on the mirror, dust on the mirror. Comes and goes. And that which comes and goes, we have no time for. Why? We are timeless. So therefore, we don't give that which comes and goes any time. We don't even consider that. And so therefore, that you are whole, free, limitless, that you are one with the cause of the universe cannot be negated by any pramana. Try. You will see it's not possible. Somebody asked Swamiji. Pujya Swamiji was asked in one of the satsangs, what if tomorrow somebody will come? Or maybe some great treatise on Vedanta was unearthed, which was never known to humanity. And suddenly it was unearthed. And what was there in it? It said that this is a new and improved Vedanta. Or some other Mahatma comes and says, I have improved Vedanta, this is new and improved. Or some other Mahatma comes and says, all that you are saying is wrong and proves that you are not Satchidananda. Swamiji said, neither of those is possible. That is Vedanta which cannot be improved upon. You are infinite. How are you going to improve upon this sentence? Tell me. All you can say is you can disagree. Okay, I can't improve upon it. Maybe I can come up, I can disagree and show that I am not infinite. I am not infinite. If you say that, then you will only look bad. I am sad. I am subject to sadness. I am subject to strife. I am subject to conflict. I am subject to all kinds of limitations. That we already know. That's why we come to Vedanta. To negate this, to deny this, because we cannot accept any kind of limitations. So Swamiji concluded by saying, this is a knowledge that can be neither negated nor improved. And then he said, even if Adi Shankara were to come now and sit in the class in front of me, he will say, Shabash beta to me. That is what Pujya Swamiji said. He will say, Shabash. Shabash means he'll give me a compliment. He will say, well done, my boy. He will say that. Because this is not a knowledge that can be improved or disproved. See, the pramana works. And in order to disprove the pramana, you have to give it a chance to work. You have to give it a chance to work. If you don't give it a chance to work, then how will you do this? How will you disprove? It's like the lady who had cataract surgery. And so both the eyes had cataracts removed. And then this was in the olden days. This is how they did it. It was bandaged. And then the doctor opened the bandages and said, please open your eyes. She said, no. Why? I'm hopeless. What if I can't see? No, there is no reason you can't see. The operation was a big success. Open your eyes. No, I don't want to be disappointed. So therefore, I'm going to keep my eyes shut. Then the doctor herself went like this with both the eyes, forcibly opened them. I can see everything. This is what you have to give the pramana a chance to work. In the example of opening the eyes, this person who had undergone the surgery, it is up to her or him to open the eyes or not. Here, what you have to allow the pramana to work on you. You don't operate the pramana. You have to allow the pramana to operate on you by putting yourself under anesthesia. Guru does that. Yeah. Oh, really? We are being anesthetized? The jokes are anesthesia. And then the jiva lets down the guard. Oh, yeah, Vedanta is nice. Okay, no problem. Not too deep. I think I can handle this. What? I'm the whole? Suddenly, it's already happened. What? I'm Purna? What? I'm limitless? How did this happen? That is the magic. That is the magic of the parampara. The magic of the gurus is that. The operation happens when you don't know it is happening. If you knew it were happening, then you would try to control it. Like if you are awake during surgery, you will tell the doctor, that looks like a really big scalpel. Are you sure that is the knife you use? I think smaller size should be enough. Hey, are you sure the tumor is on this side? Maybe it's on that side. I want to check the x-ray again. And the surgeon will say, all I want you to do now is count backwards. 10, 9, 8, 12. That's how the operation takes place. This too is not unlike cataract surgery removal. The person has cataracts because of which one sees a vision of division everywhere all the time. And it's not that there is division. The vision is distorted. The vision is corrected. Ulat bhai mohe nayananaki. The vision is corrected. And therefore, now I see everything as one. This is what the second verse of the Guru Stotram says. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. For the person who is timirandha, whose vision is andha, distorted, blinded by cataracts. Timira means cataract. And in those days, in the Charaka Samhita, maybe there was a recipe for ointment for removal of cataracts. So Jnananjana, Anjana means the ointment. By the ointment of knowledge, the vision of ignorance was corrected. The one who applied the ointment to the eyes. What's the ointment? Tattva Bodha ointment, Upanishad ointment, Bhagavad Gita ointment. We are having many, many ointments at once. Why? Because the cataract is very determined, very stubborn. We need a multi-pronged approach. So when the ointment is put, the cataract melts away. Unto that Guru who showed me the light, that this is a non-dual vision. Tasmai Namaha. My salutations, my surrender. This knowledge can never be disproven. You have to give it a chance. If you go away without giving it a chance, the vision does not suffer. Who suffers? I suffer. The individual suffers. The one who went away suffers. And so therefore, it is abadhaka. एवं च वेदान्तवाक्यैः सद्गुरु उपदेशेन च सर्वेषु अपि भूतेषु येषां ब्रह्मबुद्धिः उत्पन्ना ते जीवन्मुक्ताः इत्यर्थः. Evam cha, in this manner, with the help of the words of Vedanta and the teachings of the Sadguru, both are important. They are not two things. First I have words of Vedanta, then the Sadguru Upadesha. Sadguru Upadesha is part of the Vedanta Vakya operation. The Upanishad is described as Shabdarashihi, a heap of words. Aparavidya. Aparavidya means non-ultimate knowledge. Even though the Upanishad is ultimate knowledge, in the Mundaka Upanishad, it is described as Aparavidya. So what is Paravidya? What is the ultimate knowledge? That by which the imperishable Brahman is seen as myself. That by which I understand myself to be Ishvara. That means that Buddhi Vritti. We saw what Buddhi Vritti is. That thought formation, that Akhandakara Vritti, that Vritti of oneness, which is born of what? Pramana Janita. Pramana Janita Vritti. That Vritti of oneness, which is born of Pramana, operated by a teacher. Otherwise, everybody could read the Upanishad. What do you get when you read the Upanishad? The Britishers also did that. Robert Clive sent one lackey. Go study. They say that the truth, that the strength of these people is in their religion. Let's find out what it says. Upanishads. Go study. He told one person. And that person went. And then what? Panditji. Shukla Yajurvedi, belonging to the Shukla Yajurveda. What is the Shanti mantra of the Shukla Yajurveda? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamadachyam. Purnasya Purnama. Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What is that? He said. Clerk. And then the Panditji was very faithful in the translation. That is whole, this is whole. When you take away the whole from the whole, what remains is the whole. The clerk had one doubt. The last hole is spelled H-O-L-E, right? A big hole. That's what is in my head. No. W-H-O-L-E. The clerk had it. He wrote his report in triplicate. The Upanishads are the jabberings of an infantile mind. Blabberings. It's like baby talk. When babies talk, you don't take it seriously. Go, gaga, something they say. You don't take that seriously. This is baby talk. And people ask me, were you offended that the Britishers thought that? I said, no, not at all. This is how the Upanishad was saved. Thank God. Otherwise, they would have destroyed them. If they had known of their power, they would have destroyed them. They would have not said, I also want to be transformed. No, no, no. There was too much ahankara for that. They thought the sun rose and set on with the British Empire. They were not interested in being transformed. They were interested in us not being transformed. So I say it's very good they thought it was baby talk. That's why they let it be. That's why it is here for now for us to enjoy. The Akhandakara Vritti we can enjoy. And this operation of the Pramana we can enjoy. We can help ourselves to cultivating more and more receptivity, less and less distrust. We cultivate Shraddha in the light of which the distrust drops and I'm open to the operation of the Mahavakya. There is nothing to disprove. And then it says, in this manner, the combination of the Sadguru with the Vedanta teachings makes this into a pramana. Otherwise, it's a heap of words. That's why it is said, Shastrajnyopi swatantriyena brahmanveshanam na kuryat. Adi Shankara says, even if you know Sanskritam, even if you know a lot of things, do not do Brahma Vichara, Atma Vichara by yourself. Do not do research into the Upanishads. Study under a teacher who has been well taught. That's what you have to do. And so therefore, Sadguru. Why is it called Sadguru? Because the Guru becomes what the Guru teaches. Becomes again within heavy quotes. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. So Satchidananda, the Guru that teaches that you are Satchidananda, also is Satchidananda. The Guru will never say, the Upanishad says you are Satchidananda, therefore I also must be Satchidananda. I don't know it. No such thing. No such thing. I am Ananda, you are also Ananda. No such thing. The one that is Ananda, you can clearly see that Ananda. It is infectious. You know that you are also that Ananda by just taking one, look at the teacher, you know that. Anybody who came to Pujya Swamiji, it was very, very clear. That's why the Guru becomes a magnet. Even for people not interested in Vedanta, the Guru becomes very attractive. Why? Because the Guru demonstrates the nature. He's a walking, talking Upanishad. And so, in Vedanta, there is no theory and practice. There is no such thing. But first I learn the theory and then I sit and practice. No? What is this? Part. Yeah, thank God nobody got Vedantin on me and said this is clear. Okay? Yeah. What is this? Part. So, how much time it took for you to see the part? No time at all. If the pramana is awake, here the eyes, and then the mind is behind the pramana, knowledge takes place when? Instantly. That is why the Atma Jnanam, the knowledge of Atma is aparoksha. So we have one knowledge of pot in my room. Supposing if I say I have a pot in my room and it is this much weight and it is this color and it is this big. What kind of a knowledge is it? Paroksha, remote. You haven't seen it. You are not seeing it right now. You are just taking my word for it and listening to the description. It is remote. The whole world is full of pratyaksha and paroksha knowledge. Is Atma knowledge pratyaksha? No, because it cannot be identified or objectified by any kind of means of knowledge. Even the Shastra does not reveal the Atma. Shastra dismisses the nature of the Atma as finite. So then, Atma is not pratyaksha. It's not an object of the sense organs or inference. Oh, Atma must be paroksha. Is Atma paroksha? No. Paroksha means remote. Is Atma remote? No, because it is me. If it is me, how can I be remote? So it's Atma knowledge is neither pratyaksha nor apratyaksha or paroksha. It's neither remote nor immediate. Immediate, we cannot say. Not objectified by the senses. So we have a new term. We negate the word paroksha by saying aparoksha atma. Sakshad aparokshad brahma. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Vakya. Sakshat means as even you sit and see this, as even as you sit and understand that you are this. What is it? Aparoksha. Aparoksha means immediately it is known. It is not remote. Therefore, there is no practice needed. I have to catch the nose, I have to catch the toes. All this is before the knowledge to help me prepare for the knowledge. For the knowledge to take place, there may be some preparatory steps. But once the preparation is gained, if the Atma is self-evident, which it is, there should be no doubt in what it is. Knowledge is immediate. There is no mediate self-knowledge. And there is nothing to be done afterwards to firm up this knowledge. And neither it is based on memory. Thank God. And so the excuse, I can't get this knowledge because my memory is bad, is no longer valid. It's no longer valid at all. And so, therefore, Vedanta Vakyaihi, with the help of the words of Vedanta, Sadguru Upadeshena, combined with the revealing of the Vedanta Vakya by the Sadguru. Sadguru, because the Guru who teaches is herself, himself, Sat. And then Sadguru means also the Guru for me, my personal Guru, who personalizes and customizes the teaching and makes it Sat for me. The teaching who brings it alive for me in a way that I can respect and understand, that is Sadguru, Upadeshena, by those teachings. And then what is that? Yesham, for whom Sarveshu api bhuteshu Brahma buddhihi Yesham utpanna. For whom this understanding is born. What is born? That the vision of everything as Satchidananda. So, the vision of everything as Satchidananda, this truth is born in which beings after the knowledge of Sarveshopi Bhuteshu, among all beings, in whom, in whosever mind, buddhi, this knowledge is born, they are called Jivan Muktaha. Jivan Mukti means liberated while free. Thank God I don't have to die to get this knowledge. Or thank God as soon as this knowledge takes place, since the purpose is achieved, I don't fall dead. Thank God. I am Brahman. Already so few people interested in Vedanta. If this was the case, as soon as I get this knowledge, I drop dead. Who will come for this knowledge? Tell me. It's hazardous to health, hazardous to life. And we have to look at the logical implications of this. So if all the jnanis are what? Immediate Mahasamadhi has taken place. Immediate death has taken place for anybody who knew. Who are the teachers? Jnanis or Ajnanis? Ajnanis. So if you're learning from Ajnanis, what will you get? More and more of Ajnanam, not Jnanam. Okay? So that means there are no Jnanis to teach. Teachers are Ajnani, and then who want to learn are also Ajnani. And then besides, nobody will want to learn. Why? Because as soon as even by mistake I get this knowledge, gone. So thank God there is the concept or the understanding of Jivan Mukti. Jivan, while living liberated, liberated, free of samsara. Samsara becomes a toy set. What is that called? Lego set. You put things together, you make a compound, you make a village. There are small toy farm animals, and there is somebody who is a vet, and that vet goes and examines all the toy farm animals, and then there is the farmer on the tractor, and then the farmer goes to the shop, sells all the vegetables and the eggs, and then comes back. It's just a game. If I know. If I don't know, then all the stress of the farmer will come onto my head. If I know, this all becomes Bhagavat Leela. It becomes as though a play, Krida. Again, the Mundaka Upanishad says, Atmaratihi, Atma Kridaha. The one who plays as the Atma, who just is in love with the whole universe because there is nothing to complain about. Why? The whole universe is nothing but I. And one is always in love with oneself. The self is not known. That's why one is in love with one's reflection, unfortunately. So, therefore, here the Jivan Mukti is a very beautiful thing to look forward to. While alive, I am liberated, I am free of sorrow, despite all the annoying people around me, despite having an annoying body, a mind that is not even here sometimes. Still, I'm liberated. So much so that if a jnani gets dementia, the jnanam is not lost. The expression of it is lost, but the jnanam is not lost. When Swamiji was here, student of Pujya Swamiji. Before that, he was a student of some other Swami who unfortunately got dementia. So he would see his own student and do namaskar and say, Aapka Guru Sthan kaha hai? Meaning, which Guru do you belong to? He had forgotten. He had forgotten, and when he passed away, he had dementia. But he was a great jnani. That Swamiji was a great jnani. Pujya Swamiji would had a lot of conversations with him. They were friends here in Rishikesh. And so even if one gets dementia, one gets, what is that called? Alzheimer's disease. Nothing gone, nothing lost. Why? Because I know I'm free. I may not have the means to express it, but I know I'm free. And so this Jivan Mukti means Sarvatma Bhava is seen in whom that person is called Jivan Mukta. And who is this? Who is this Jivan Mukta is described in the next verse. Nanu Jivan Mukta Yatha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmiti Dridhanishchayah Tatha Naham Brahmanah Na Shudraha Na Purushaha Kintu Asangah Satchidananda Swarupaha Prakasharupaha Sarvantaryami Chidakasharupaha Asmi iti Dridhanishchayarupaha Aparokshajnanavan Jivan Muktaha. Who is the Jivan Mukta? Then the student will ask, and the teacher says, Yatha, that one is a Jivan Mukta, knows herself or himself to be totally free with as much certainty as one knows oneself to be a man. I am a man. One is certain, I am a man. Or one is certain, I am a woman. You don't have to every day arrive at this conclusion. You don't have to arrive at the conclusion, my name is such and such. That is also evident. This is my family. You don't have to check up, okay, are you my family? You don't have to do that. And this is my economic status, this is my social status. Just as one defines oneself, and one is very, very certain of all these things, in the same manner, the one who defines herself or himself as Satchidananda Swarupa at all times is what is called Jivan Muktaha. That same certitude with which one defines oneself in the everyday. How Yatha Deha Aham, I am the body. Purushoham, I am man, I am woman. Brahmanoham, I belong to this particular, this varna, this kshatriya, brahmana, shudra, I am. Iti dridha nishchaya. I have certitude. I'm certain. Tatha, in the same way, the one who is Jivan Mukta will say, I am not a Brahmana. I'm not a Shudra. I'm neither a man nor a woman. This is also very important because that's the basic definition. I'm neither man nor a woman. That's why all the Swamis' names end in what? Ananda. Neither man nor woman I am. But what am I? Asangaha. Uninvolved with these definitions. I am in the form of Satchidananda. I am in the form of all light, self-revealing I, Sarvantaryami. I am the truth of all beings, Chidakasha. And from the standpoint of the Jagat, I am that space-like consciousness. This is who I am. When I know this with as much certitude as I know myself to be, coming from a particular town and having a particular gender, etc., then I can be considered Jivan Mukta. Much more very entertaining things about the Jivan Mukta are going to be said, and we'll see that tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadavya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.